Florida's nearly $11 billion citrus industry faces a growing danger from disease. A tree-killing bacteria is wiping out the state's famous orange groves. 90% are infected, and next year's orange harvest could be one of the lowest on record. David Begnaud is in Duet, Florida, in the heart of citrus country, with what scientists are doing to stop the disease. David, good morning.
Gail, good morning. Researchers believe they are close to developing the type of tree that would be resistant to this disease. It's really the only cure. Here's a tree that is diseased, a good example. You can see right through it. It's starting to thin. The fruit coming off of here is smaller and misshapen. Another example of disease, the fruit is prematurely falling from the tree. Steve Johnson has walked and worked his family's citrus grove since he was a boy.
It's not a job and it's not a business, it's a way of life.
A way of life that's in crisis because of this tiny bug. It carries a disease from China known as greening. It appeared in the U.S. in 2005 and is an increasing threat to Florida's entire citrus industry. Profits are razor thin for growers like Johnson.
We're always constantly looking, is there a way to cut cost? Or, if the fruit market is not this, can we make it?
What's going on in your eyes that I can see?
Well, it's just an emotional time. I'm the fourth generation to be here, and to give that up would really hurt me.
Florida and oranges have always been synonymous.
Did you have your glass of Florida orange juice this morning?
This single state produces more oranges than any country in the world, except Brazil. But production is plummeting.
In 2004, Florida produced 240 million boxes of oranges. This season, that number is going to drop to 70 million, and it's because of greening. And that's why researchers are looking at every possible option to try and combat it.
These fruit are smaller and they're lopsided.
Michael Rogers is an entomologist with the University of Florida's Citrus Education Program.
Growers are still harvesting fruit, but they're not harvesting as much fruit as they used to. They're spending 3 times the money to get that crop, and the crop's much smaller.
Researchers are feeling desperate. This is an experimental grove where mesh netting shields the trees from infection. It's effective, but expensive. Many farmers are having a hard time keeping up. There are 130,000 acres of ghost orchards, abandoned and left to the weeds. As profits have dropped, Steve Johnson has diversified, branching into other businesses.
I get the sense greening's not going to kill that.
No, it might kill the trees, but it's not going to kill our spirit.
Mr. Johnson looks at greening like a terminal illness. It's something he's had to learn to live with. So Nora, here's what he's doing. Watering more often and essentially spoon-feeding each tree, because 90% of his trees across 600 acres of orange groves are all infected with greening.
Oh my gosh, what an incredible story. David, thank you. Makes you appreciate a glass of orange juice.
I was just thinking that, Nora.
I know. All right.
It'll taste better next time.
It sure will.
It's the price of farming.
Yeah.
That's right.